Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I'm proud to announce that thanks to all the videos on this show and all of your viewership and your listening and the hours you put in and the various other shows that have referenced this show, that I've moved up in the tournament of YouTube commentators for comic books. So there's this, as we all know, as I know, I'm sure everybody here is aware, there's a tournament of YouTube shows around comic books. And depending on who gets the most views and how popular it all gets, how many subscribers and how often things are referenced and how many times I get likes on Twitter, then I move up the tournament. And now I'm entering into the semifinals, which is very exciting because again, as you know, at the end of the year, the final tally, whoever wins this, will be actually put in charge of Marvel. That's how this all works. That's the importance of shows like this one, is that we do this and we score points that allow us to actually take over comics. That's what I've been led to believe anyway, based on how serious some people take this show. Is that's how it all works. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping this year because damn it, they put me in charge of Marvel. That island is sinking. It's sinking right in the effing ocean. That's what's happening at Marvel. That island is going down. Anyway, sorry for all that. Every now and then, I'll mention I don't like something. Recently, it was Cowboy Bebop. I didn't like the live action show. It didn't work for me. I tried to give some tangible reasons, not just I don't like it. The new bad, old good. I thought that the CGI was pretty lousy. I thought the acting was poor. I thought the dialogue was atrocious. And I wouldn't mind if it moved on from the original. I'm not one of those people who believes everything has to honor the thing that came before it. But I also think that it shouldn't pee on the stuff that came before it. Now, at Cowboy Bebop, I don't really think the live action show pissed on the legacy of Cowboy Bebop. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan of the original cartoon. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was fine. I mentioned before I thought Trigun was better. A lot of people think I'm batshit crazy for that take, and that's fine. But I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the live action show. But every now and then, you run into people who do enjoy it or do enjoy these things, and I get into these arguments that feel like dumb arguments because I'm not there to argue. And people will say, "Well, I thought it was great. You should just enjoy it." And my answer is no. I'm not going to just enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. However, I am going to I'm going to respect you the same way I'd like you to respect me. I'm cool if you enjoyed it. And I say this, and I think it slides by. People don't like it. It doesn't. People don't really absorb it when I say this. I hope you enjoy things I don't enjoy. Now, in media, now if you enjoy going around and kicking people in the balls until they vomit, I hope you shouldn't enjoy that. That's unpleasant for people who do not like to be kicked in the balls. But in terms of things you like to listen to, with the exception of Nickelback, anything else, you can listen to whatever you want. You can watch whatever you want. You can read whatever you want. And generally speaking, and I don't know if it's because I was a retailer that I view it this way, I hope you are enjoying stuff. I would rather you enjoy it than not. I mean, maybe it's just, as I'm older, I don't love the idea of just stuff being created just for waste to be thrown in the garbage. I would prefer it if stuff that's get created is enjoyed by someone out there. And if it's stuff's just coming out and it's just garbage on delivery, I always feel like, man, that nobody. This is for nobody. Like who wanted this? No one. You remember that Fantastic Four Future Foundation limited series? It was like four. I think it limped along to like 3 issues or 2 issues. Same thing like the World of Wakanda book that got 2 issues out before it got canceled. That's an example of a comic for nobody. Like nobody wanted that. I know a couple people did, and God bless them, man. The 5 people that wanted that book, good for you. You got something you wanted. But generally speaking, nobody wanted that book. But you're never going to hear me take delight in somebody hating something. And to the opposite, I always feel like it's something to feel bad about. Like, oh, you hated this comic. when people writing going, the Avengers is a mess right now, right around the Phoenix tournament, everybody seemed to get tired simultaneously of Jason Aaron's Avengers run. I think there were people tired before that, but it felt like that tournament of the Phoenix was like, all right, we're out. I mean, we had the Moon Knight thing, and then the Ghost Rider race, and then Tournament of the Phoenix, and then I guess we're doing Heroes Reborn, except it'll have nothing to do with Heroes Reborn. We're just using the name over again. And World War She-Hulk, what the hell? Like, at some point, people just kind of got off that train. And I felt like, oh man, that's terrible. I feel bad about that. I don't want people off the train. I'd rather people keep riding that train. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, I would rather it keep going. I'd rather people enjoy what gets put out. So I always find when I complain about something and people come to me like, you should enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just try and enjoy it. Why try? You enjoy it or don't. But the key here is, and this is what I think wraps so many people up about comics, is that there's almost this there's this battle over if other people enjoy something or not, and who cares? You are you. You're in control of your life, your what you read and what you consume. No one else gets to tell you whether you like it or hate it. If somebody else says they hate it, what does it matter to you? As long as it's available for you, as long as you can go out there and buy it. I mean, Cowboy Bebop's a great example. It's out there. The whole series is there. Live action show. You can watch it. You can watch it a second, third time. If I hated that show as the worst show in all humanity of shows, which it was not the worst show. I mean, there's worse shows. But if I absolutely despise this show to the point I'm canceling Netflix. I hate this show so much. I can't. It triggers me. I turn on Netflix and I see the little tile advertising for that show, and I can't do it. That Cuties show on Netflix was almost that for me. Not that I just gross, because that show was promoted like you might like. Nope, I would not like that. Stop advertising that. I have to explain to my daughter what's this Cutie show? It's like, not for you. That's what it is. Not for you. Cowboy Bebop is not that bad. I'm just waiting for somebody in the comments to show up defending that Cutie show. I'm just some brave soul's gonna. That show was actually a wonderful commentary on the world of underage teens and the people who want to have sex with them. No, that. If you're listening to this right now and you love this show, I want to give you a helpful Christmas tip. Don't defend it on a public message board. Just don't. The best case scenario is you get put on a list. You're going to get ratioed to oblivion, like in that show. Anyway, sorry. Cowboy Bebop is not that bad. I don't care, really, that it's up there. I wish they wouldn't have put it up, I guess. But it's also not my money. I didn't spend a dime on producing that show or putting it together. I pay for Netflix, and there's enough content that I watch on Netflix every month that I'm like, well, I'm getting a better deal than if Blockbuster Video was still around and I was buying these things separately. So, my kids are going through all kinds of crap on there. And so, I don't feel cheated. I don't feel like Netflix stole from me personally to make that show. So, I mean, emotionally, I'm very detached from it. I don't like it. I didn't enjoy it. And I can say I didn't like this show. I don't enjoy it. And give it a shot yourself, whatever you want. So why is it with comics, people get so hung up on whether someone else likes or dislikes something? Why? What is it to you? And I think by the way, this argument can cut both ways completely. I didn't like the Iron Man 2020 event. I thought it was atrocious. Now, in very much a monkey's paw-like way, Christopher Cantwell came around and took over the writing on Iron Man. It was like, hold my beer, and he absolutely made a worse version of that comic. No doubt about it. It's like I thought it could get no worse. I was terribly wrong, but I also know there's some people who liked Iron Man 2020. I'm assuming. I take that back. I don't know anyone who liked that series, but I do know some people who like Cantwell's current run on Iron Man, and I can't stand it. But it doesn't bug me that other people like it. I mean, to each their own. Cool. Whatever you want. Um, I think that the entire world of comics would get a lot healthier. And by the way, it's both sides. It has to go both ways. It means that if somebody enjoys something, that you don't throw a tantrum over it. I don't usually see that, by the way. Even in the height of the comic wars, where I didn't see people going online and going, "Man, I love Squirrel Girl," and people going into the comments going, "How dare you? You have to hate that." There wasn't a lot of that. There really wasn't. You may go, that's not my memory. No, honestly, it rarely started that way. It was usually the other way around, where somebody would go online and go, "I hate this stupid Squirrel Girl comic," and they'd post, pictures of it like, "This art sucks ass. I hate it. Why is Marvel doing this?" And then people would show up on those posts and say, "Oh, look at these people hating on comics." Why? Why bother? Just let them hate it. Is it taking away from your love of comics? I would like to sit down and have a genuine a, a conversation around something like Jamal Ingle. That guy shows up in these threads all the time. Like, here comes another hater. But why does he care? Do the people who are saying I hate Squirrel Girl, are they in charge of Marvel's publishing? Are they somehow dictating what gets done? Like, what does it matter? If somebody showed up on Facebook every single day for 5 years and talked about how much they hated Green Arrow, that Green Arrow was an awful character, and got really nasty about it too, threw in various slurs. I mean, Green Arrow's a white guy, but whatever. Just think about the worst possible things you could say about that comic. Would it matter? Like DC's, I mean, the book's not being done anyway, but I mean, is DC going to publish or not publish that book based on somebody bitching on Facebook? Like, who cares? Isn't it super easy to filter out and ignore those people? Again, somebody wandering into somebody else's thread, like I said, if there is a person who is posting how much they love, Green Arrow, and then there's some jackass who shows up every day and taunts the person who loves Green Arrow, like, "Hey, you dumb loser, you like this green guy with a bow and arrow who has a mustache." I don't know. How do you make fun of Green Arrow? I don't know. Anyway, if you showed up every day and were a dick about things, then yeah, totally. I totally get, poking back at that guy. But, if somebody dislikes something, why is it so hard to just go, well, I thought it was fine, and move on? Like, why do you need to get in a fight with it? And why do you need to tell them you should just like it? That's weird to me. Like, if you like turkey, and I hate turkey, I'm not a big fan of turkey, but it's all right. If I hate turkey and you love turkey, well, I'll give you a better example. Turkey's stupid. Arby's, okay? Let's say you like Arby's. I don't like Arby's. If you want to eat Arby's, I don't care. If you're going to buy me Arby's, I'm not going to eat it. Case closed. If we are out together for some reason and we're like, we're going to go get some food, and I say, "What are you hungry for?" and you say Arby's, and I say, "I'm not going there," and you say, "Well, go there for me. I'm going to buy Arby's, and then you can go across the street to Taco Bell," I'm going to say that's stupid. But if you're not forcing me to eat it, I don't care. And I think with comics, it's the same thing. No matter how much I hate Arby's, and trust me, I do, you liking Arby's doesn't matter to me at all. Again, unless like a bird, you're going to put Arby's in your mouth and I'm not looking, and then come over and surprise vomit it into my mouth. I don't. That's disgusting, by the way. I don't care. Forget Arby's. You do that with any food. That's gross. But maybe whiskey would be okay. No food, no drinks, nothing. Um, I think comics would be so much happier of a place if the people who like stuff could just like it without a bunch of nonsense. But again, I don't see a lot of nonsense when somebody says I like something. You don't see a lot of bullshit. It's the other way around. It's when somebody says I don't like something, then a bunch of defenders of that property have to come running in, and I'm wondering, like, what are they thinking? Like, again, if somebody's going over the top with a bunch of like hate, bile fueled rage against Squirrel Girl, what is the person who's going in to argue with that thinking? Like, hey, I'm going to convince this person with my persuasive argument of, come on, bro, just like it. Are they hoping the person who's was previously frothing at the mouth is going to go, you got me there. You're right. This is a good comic. Like, what outcome are you looking for? Just let the person hate it. You enjoy it. Let the person hate it. Move on. It's good. It's all good. Am I alone with this? Or I mean, I'm not alone, right? Most of you feel the same way. I hope. I don't need people to compulsively like or dislike what I like or dislike. That's crazy. I mean, right? I don't know what I'm even saying right now. I'm hung up on vomiting Arby's. It's just we okay. All terrible video. Thanks for listening.